Quick, shoot him, Chris! What are you waiting for?
How do I know which one to shoot?
What?
How do I know which one is the real dad?
We never switched. Wait, we don't even look the same!
All right, when's my birthday?
Ah, crap.
February 8th.
Ah!
So last year, a few months after Across the Spider-Verse was released, SHF showed their first promo pictures of their Spider-Man 2099. And suffice to say, it looks really great, except for the head sculpt. Oh, he's Caucasian. Oh, why is he white? And then a couple months later, CT Toys came to play. So in this video, this is basically a review / comparison of both figures, and I'm gonna call this the Bootleg Chronicles. Just judging by the box, you can already see it seems like SHF is already compensating for a little something, while CT Toys made it a little bit more sleek. They have slightly different box art designs and different Miguels for some reason. I think this is like concept art Miguel. I'm not sure. I can't verify that. Take it with a grain of salt. So you can already see the difference just by the box art alone. And CT Toys like reused the same box art cover on the back except for the cape. It's just really funny. I don't know why my box looks like this. It was covered with bubble wrap, but I think someone just...
Get Randy Orton slithering.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out!
Enough talking about the boxes. Let's talk about the figure itself. So I'll be comparing them based on 5 points. I'll be basing it accuracy, accessories, articulation, durability, and price. I know people are gonna say, oh, it's pretty obvious. CT Toys takes the cake in price, but the real question is it worth its price? Because some bootlegs aren't even worth their price, and you're better off with the Marvel Legends or something. For the accuracy, I will be basing the height difference between Miguel and Peter. So this is the height we're looking for. And looking at the SHF, this is way taller. This is a big boy. And CT Toys is, just a little tiny guy. And from what I've seen, accuracy-wise, CT Toys is slightly closer, but SHF just makes more sense. And SHF is basically more badass and fits the character more. Like, once he's looming over all the characters, which makes sense for how he's portrayed in the movie. Meanwhile, CT Toys does nail it, but it's okay. Like, it does the job, and it's pretty much close to what we're looking for. So for accuracy, I'm going to give them both a point. For accessories, you're basically gonna get the same stuff except for the face sculpts.
Mind if I get excited real quick? Have you ever seen a grown man smile? Now you have. Anytime I show emotion, it disturbs a lot of you.
And the cape. And it's sort of a 50-50. Like, the cape is okay. It's a bit too big and heavy, though, but it's a great stand if you want some poses. But it's part of the character that appears in the movie for like, what, 8 seconds max? So I don't really know if you actually need it. Meanwhile, CT Toys has 2 great head sculpts, which was done way better than SHF for some reason. So, I mean, like, SHF tried, and I'm gonna try to get it in better lighting, because some lighting just makes him turn yellow for some reason, like Goku. But yeah, SHF didn't get, the melanin or something, right? I don't know how to phrase it better. So, for accessories, surprisingly, CT Toys takes the cake. Now for articulation. Articulation-wise, they're basically the same. The head can go up, like the head itself. Go up, down, side to side, turn around, 360. Way up, which is really good for those scenes. Way down, which is really good. Oh wait, yeah, the neck pops off most of the time, and way down for those scenes, and side to side, which you can basically expect on the neck joint. Basically the same articulation, by the way. The arm can go up this high, down this low, and all around. It has a separate joint over here, which is a little bit hidden, but yeah, which can make it do that. And it has butterfly joints. And the shoulder blades are really good on this figure, on both figures. Can go, well, although a little bit finicky on the CD toys, can go this high up, this low down, this way back, and this way forward, which makes for some great like, they are all basically the same. The CT Toys has this issue in failing to imitate the shoulder blade part and the butterfly joints of the SHF, and it's a little bit finicky. And for the diaphragm, I have done the mod that a lot of people have done, where they swapped out this joint because this disc thing is, when it was in its original position, was hindering articulation by a lot. So I already swapped it around. Same for the CD toys. So they basically can do the same thing. And for the shoulders, 360, flex, and swivel, wrist, and stuff. For the diaphragm, just the diaphragm, can go that far, that low with the mod, side to side. Really good articulation. I didn't know why they managed to switch that up. And then for the waist, very limited on both. Can slide a little bit, can go up with just that joint, can go that up, and can go this down just by this joint alone. I don't know why I'm voice cracking a lot. And the neat, well, odd but neat thing is, when it does this, there's a little smooth part with a really well hidden logo and stuff. Made in China. Made in China. You know, Donald Trump. And combined, you can go all the way forward and all the way back. And for the legs, you know, the standard SHF Spider-Man legs with the thong articulation, give him better booty cheeks. Can go up 90 and all the way back 90. No human can do this, so I guess exaggerate as much. And the kneecap fell off. A very well-known issue in both figures, actually. All the way back. Swivel. CT Toys actually struggles in this, and kneecap fell off again. Knee can go all the way here. Kind of imitates the way how the Sentinel is made, where it has a little divot where it can go, so it can go all the way. But it's not as good, but it definitely does the job. And swivel, hinge, toe joint. And I actually just discovered it right now during filming. They both have the piece where the cape goes, but unfortunately, even though the thingy works on CT Toys, see, you can even take it off, but it doesn't fit. From what I've tried, doesn't fit at all. Like, it goes on the square hole. Oh wait, it fit. Never mind. And it fits pretty well. Just floats there though. But yeah, here you go. There's, I guess, the cape articulation. It kind of floats there, but it does the job. Ow. These are really sharp, by the way. Like, ow, man. Like, why are make a piece of candy so sharp? Yeah, cape. A very useless cape, I might add. In the durability standpoint, of course, the obvious is the bootleg is going to be worse than the original. That's a given. But it's pretty decent, surprisingly. I've played this guy for a while. The shoulder joints are a bit iffy, but once you get used to him, he's fine. Like, this shoulder did pop off on me, but it went back pretty easily. And, I mean, I got mine broken, as you can see. Like, but it doesn't really take much away. It's a bit squeaky. I think you can hear it. And some of the joints don't work. It's a bit scary to use since, you know, it's a bootleg. It's not gonna have the same quality, but surprisingly holds pretty well. And this is miles ahead. This is a really, really well-made bootleg. Now, looking at the price, of course, a lot of people will say the bootleg will take the cake. But is it worth it though? It is. But if you want a figure that will last, I recommend the SHF. But if you want a figure that you just want to use, you know, pose around without spending too much money, this is worth it. Like, it has two great face sculpts, and it doesn't have the cape you might never use, and it isn't articulated for some reason. So, honestly, the bootleg is way better in price because this thing costs about like $150. Meanwhile, this guy costs about like $20-$25, depends on where you order him. And this is way better. Why? It's basically the same, except for the coloring. You know, it's a bit different in color, and of course the quality of the figure itself. But it has two great face sculpts, which are actually accurate, and it's decently durable. As long as you get the CD toys. I think there's some bootlegs running around that aren't CD toys, so make sure you get the CD toys version. Your money is worth it. What little money we all have after starting this hobby. And of course, if you can, buy both of them because, you know, they're basically going to complete your Miguel O'Hara if you take the head off of the CD toys version, then chuck it away. I'm just borrowing this from my friend the Animation Films before I give it to him. So yeah, if you can, buy both of them because the head fits pretty well. I mean, it's kind of sits on top since they do have different pegs, so it doesn't really snap on, but it's a good fit. Like, this is decent, you know, and this is the CD Toys head on the SHF body, so yeah, this is perfect. If SHF actually did this, of course, hands down, I wouldn't even be making this video. But yeah, if you can, buy both of them. Now for the overall thoughts. This is basically just me nitpicking about these two figures. This figure, let's start with the SHF. This figure is basically perfect, except for the head sculpts, of course. It's really well made. The articulation is really nice. What I do have a problem with is how the shoulders are articulated. It's not really hard, but it's, you know, it's a learning curve. And it's scary to use, and yeah. I don't know, it's a very small nit, yeah, that's why it's called a nitpick. And another thing is, the waist, that lacks a lot of articulation. And it mainly relies on the diaphragm piece, which you actually have to swap the joint inside because, you know, it will give more articulation, which the CD Toys actually has the same issue. I already switched it around, that's why it can do these poses. So yeah. Another nitpick is that then the shoulder caps, knee caps always pop off. Like, most of these figures have the same problem. And yeah, they really need to fix those QC issues. Like, look at that. I just did that randomly. I didn't actually think it would pop off. But yeah, that is bad. Let's try the other knee. Yeah, this knee is fine. But yeah, this is a problem. But yeah, if you lose this, you're screwed. You're basically screwed. But nonetheless, SHF, of course, it's the original brand. It's going to be a great figure, nonetheless. Except for the candy cape. I actually broke off a tiny little piece of it, but it's not really noticeable. So yeah, overall, great figure. Really good quality. Original, of course, it's gonna be really good quality, but yeah. The face sculpt though, that is horrendous. How do you have this thing, a bootleg, beating you? Step up your game, SHF. Now for the CT toys, this is not gonna be a perfect figure because, of course, this is a bootleg. You shouldn't expect much. Okay, the nitpicks. The shoulder thing is worse here because it's much more finicky than the SHF since it's much more solid. And the shoulder things, it's awkward to use because they don't really have a solid like sign on where they go. Sometimes it just doesn't follow the arms or the shoulders, I guess. And sometimes they show that, oh, I can only go this way, but if you just finagle it around, it can actually go that way. It's, yeah. And another thing, the upper piece is way too big. Like, look at that gap. It's way too big. Like, you can angle it to be aligned, but you are going to see that shadow. I think they kind of messed up in that department because in SHF, of course, the original, doesn't really have that problem. Another thing, these joints do not work. Like, it can, but it's super scary to use because it might break off the leg, which I don't want to do. Other than that, besides the colors being a little muted, I don't really have much problems with the CT Toys version. Like, congrats CT Toys, you made a really good bootleg. So overall, both figures are great, and if you want the budget version, get the CD Toys. If you have money, get both. Now let's talk about the giveaway I announced last month. I said today I will officially be closing the giveaway. Drum roll, please. Yeah, that's all I have to do. And that means in 2 days, like 2 days at 7 p.m. EST, I will officially be going live to choose the winner on stream. So what will be happening on stream? Basically, I'm gonna show you the whole process to show that there's no foul play or anything. You will get to see how I collect all of your names, how I put it on the wheel itself, and I will spin it on the spot. There's no bias or anything. So whoever wins, wins. It's now all up to chance whoever will win all of these prizes. So good luck everyone and see you there. And am I forgetting something?
Does on 100 dance when?
No, not really. You're still here?